are on.
It's working.
It's working.
Good day.
Good day, good afternoon, amazing people. You are live from within the infinite vehicle.
Yeah, the infinite vehicle with the infinite couple.
The infinite couple.
Going down the road.
And the title of this one is You Are the Genie. Hello, Edith. Hello, Shamisha. Hello, Chrissy. Go ahead and tag some people as you come on in. Hello, Charlene. How are you? Happy Sunday. Happy New Year. So
Happy New Year.
Baba said that we are going to say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Every day.
Every day. All this month. Why? Because it's more than just a casual observation.
Hey, Tennille. Hello, Marie.
When you say Happy New Year, you really want this to be an entire year full of happy.
Hey, Sophia. Hey, Khadijah. That's right. So we are saying Happy New Year every day. So don't be surprised if you keep hearing us say Happy New Year, because we're reminding everyone that you get to...
Well, you get to choose, right?
And choose. So I see you guys. I saw you, Chantel, saying, you guys haven't done a live in a while. I know. No, we're going to do better. We're going to do more. What we realize is that...
Like as Hugh Jackman says in the song, it starts tonight.
What we realized was that we hadn't gone live publicly because we've been doing so much in our groups. Mm-hmm. So in our groups, in our pay for containers, in our classes, in our courses, and all of the things. Hey, Shells. Hey, Katina. So in all the things, we've been doing so much that we didn't, because people see us on camera so often, it didn't even occur to us that those of you who are talking to our people, public people, people who are maybe even new to us, and who haven't, maybe aren't in one of our other containers, one of our mastermind containers, or our society containers, or Creatures of Myth and Legend, or any of those things, that you guys haven't seen us in a minute. So here we are.
Yes.
So why do we call this You Are the Genie? I'm so glad you asked. And thank you for tagging. I see you tagging people. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you, Tennille. Thank you, Shamisha. I see all of you who are tagging. Feel free to share. If you share, make sure you keep it public, because, sharing is caring, and we need more things to be seen publicly that are actually uplifting and beneficial and going to make people's lives better. So for those of you who are new to us, we are Baba Richard and Sri Namaste Moore. We are the infinite couple. We have arrived on this planet to facilitate the returning of the masculine to men, the feminine to women, and men and women to each other, which is a part of the great and holy divine design, both in relationships and in societal constructs, right? So how you interact with men and how you interact with women. And to teach people how to live and lead the legacy that they desire to leave, okay? By building generational wealth, a luxury lifestyle, and creating the legendary love of a lifetime. There you go. There you have it. That's why we're here. That's what we do. And so, here we go. So why did we call this You Are the Genie?
Because you are. Well, first, I think it's always helpful to create like a shared language of understanding. So what do we talk about? What is a genie actually? Where does it even come from, that term?
Yeah, so we kind of use that as like a play on words, right? Because we always talk about generational wealth. And, in our masterminds and in our courses, people are always saying, I do want to build generational wealth. I just don't know how, right? Or even we'll say, yes, generational wealth. And they're like, all for yes, because in our community, this is what we do, right? But when it comes to the implementation.
Yeah, actually executing on that desire. You can actually do something about what you're dreaming about. Right?
It's not happening for a lot of people, or they just don't know how to make it happen beyond just really wanting it. And like, yes, someday, I'm so hopeful, I'm so wishing, I'm like so look forward to it. Or here's a big one that we hear because we are facilitators of consciousness and we're in the spirituality space as well. You know, I am going to attract that for me. I've been talking to my guides and I've been talking to my ancestors and I've been using my crystals and my sage, and I started doing a little spell. We got some witchy people. I've been praying, I've been fasting, I've been doing all the things, right?
Right.
And so I know that eventually in my own timing, when the time is right, Spirit will bring it to me. And so we make barbecue out of sacred cows.
Sacred cows, right.
We are carnivores. So, so
to that one, we have to give a big Charlie Murphy. Wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely wrong.
Right.
Absolutely incorrect. That's not how it works.
No.
So when we say you are the genie, what we mean is that in generational wealth, we have the word generational. And at the beginning of that word, Genie, we have G-E-N-E, which is where we also get the term gene, right? We also get the term that most of you are familiar with, Genesis, which is really pointing you to what that means, that gen in generational means.
Right.
And what it really means is the beginning, right? So the book of Genesis is literally the book of beginnings. Most people don't realize that. Okay? And so when we are talking about, we look at genes, when we talk about genes, we're talking about beginnings, okay? And so when we're thinking about generational wealth, the first thing you have to do to have that is to see yourself as the responsible party.
Whoa. Wait a minute. You mean it's not society or the government or the lottery or somebody somewhere or finding, a nickel on the ground or whatever? It's not some external agency or party
No.
that's supposed to ensure that I have a better life tomorrow than I have today?
No.
No?
No.
Huh.
If you are attempting
Imagine
to
that.
build generational wealth, you have to take 100% responsibility for your financial state. And you know what? Let's just drop this here. What really inspired us to teach on this as a live is for a few reasons. One is that we are on our way out of town to do our monthly, every month we take a week off a month, and we create this space more than anything else, this kind of suspended animation space in our lives once a month, into which we can be poured into because we have moved everything else out of the way. And so we receive so much during this time. And so we're on our way to that. So it's our, we do our little road trip to it. We love to do that. So we have more time right now because we're on the road. And I was writing something. And Baba said, that needs to be a part of, we need to talk about that live. And what I was writing was that you have not only the responsibility, but also the opportunity in which you need to create wealth, right? Like you have a responsibility. Even if you are choosing to work a 9 to 5, that is no excuse.
Right.
That is no excuse, and so you have the responsibility to create wealth and to create generational wealth. And it can start with you no matter how old you are or how young you are. Okay, you can still start to create that. So when you start phoning it in because you feel like, well, at my age, in my circumstances.
And right. And interestingly enough, people feel that at both ends of the spectrum.
Right.
Well, I don't have my degree yet. I'm still young and I'm, still trying to figure it out. So I'm not responsible, right? Yeah. And then other people are saying, well,
I'm retiring.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to retire. I am, I've worked hard many years. I don't really, all that stuff seems very complicated to me. All this, crypto and meta this and meta that and all that stuff. And creating wealth. And yes, it's nice to think about. And in fact, my way of addressing it is making sure that my children have all the educational possibilities and stuff like that possible.
So they can do better.
So they can do better than I did.
Right.
And in fact, I hope that at least one of them does so much better that they take care of me.
Right. Or at least they'll do better, and then maybe they'll create the generational wealth.
Right.
Unless you are dead and you are listening to this broadcast from the afterlife.
Right.
No, darlings. That is not their responsibility. That is your responsibility.
Yes.
So inhale, exhale. See how you just took that breath? You still have time. And you have no excuse to phone it in, to check out, to decide that it is too late for you. You have wasted your life. I don't care if you are 99.9 years old. If you are still alive, it is not too late, and it is still your responsibility. It's your responsibility to create wealth. I want you guys to just let that land and notice where the resistance shows up in your body.
Yeah.
Or in your mind. Right? When you don't like that. You thought I was kind of cute for a minute. Now you don't like me anymore. You know? It's okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, that happens a lot, right? Because you think of it, and it's like, man, when somebody says responsibility to you, does that word light you up? And you go, yes. I'm so excited about more responsibility. That's what I need in my life. Or does it kind of piss you off a little bit? And it's like, wait a minute. With all the stuff that I already have, quote unquote, responsibility for, now here you two come talking about I'm fully responsible for it, and I'm responsible. You know what? Stop saying responsibility to me. That's what you can do for me. That would make my afternoon better. You shut the hell up.
I don't want to hear about my responsibility.
I don't want to hear about my responsibility. I've about had enough of responsibility and its attendant things that go along with it.
So here's a way to think about it. If you think about your lineage, your descendants, those who are coming after you, right? If their financial prosperity will be determined solely based upon what you have done financially, is that a good thing for them or a very bad thing? Based on where you are right now. Because see, right now you don't understand when we say living the legacy, that is not a future oriented thing. Like at some point you will live the legacy that you hope to leave. Beloveds, you are living the legacy that you will leave right now.
Right.
Right now. So this is where we have to be very honest, right? You got to be very honest with yourself, because honesty is the most beautiful thing. Because if you can see what I have done, where I have dropped the ball, where I've been, kind of pushing off my responsibility onto other people, we're going to talk about that in a minute, then I can change. But when you are unwilling to see it, because you really like living in the land of imagination about what it could be, would be at some point, but not today, then you don't allow yourself to see what needs to actually shift and change in you. You start looking at what needs to shift and change for you, which is different.
For you and in other people.
Right.